YouTube claiming that me, Alan Parr, is a false teacher.
When I asked one of the Christians on my Facebook channel to give me proof of the resurrection, proof of their Jesus, this person, they sent me a video from Alan Parr. I've never met Alan Parr, don't know anything about Alan Parr. I've just recently seen a few of his videos after I did research based on a video that the person sent me. Well, their proof was a video that Alan Parr made where he said 5 proofs of the resurrection that is undeniable. Undeniable. Facts are undeniable. So I looked at the video and I did tell Christian, that's the name of the person on my Facebook channel, that I would go back and I would do a video about it and give an honest breakdown of it. And in this honest breakdown of his video, his number one, Alan Parr's number one reason for proof of the resurrection is the precautions that the Romans took. He talked about the fact that there were Roman guards and a Roman seal that was placed on the tomb of Jesus, that a stone was put in place. He said that there was 10 to 30 guards that were also at the tomb. These are things that are only in your literature. It's only in your Bible. Therefore, because it's in your Bible, because it's only in literature and it's on the book that you actually believe in, that in itself is not proof. In order to provide proof of that, you would have had to have something from, say, Governor Pontius Pilate instructing or giving out an order for guards to be placed at the tomb of Jesus. If we had that, if you had that, there is the Pilate stone that does have Pilate being giving more credibility to Pilate actually existing, where he inscribed that he was the governor of Judea. If you had with some writing, some stone, some orders given by Pilate to go and provide troops at this location because they were in fear of them coming to steal the body, then that would be more valid. But all you have is what's in the literature of your Bible. And then number 2, and I thought this was one of the most outlandish ones that you had on there. He said that the faith of the disciples, that in the beginning of the story, that during the resurrection, that the disciples were fearful and they ran and they went away. But then after Jesus rose, then the disciples were filled with courage. And that's part of your proof that now that they were willing to die for what they believe in or what they would conceptualize, they're willing to die, or the fact that this story just made up. First of all, let's establish that this story is not a real story, but none of these people existed. But the fact that you're saying that their faith was imbued because of this, that is actual fact of a resurrection. Let me give you something in more modern day. In Ethiopia, when there was some rebels going to attack the church to which the so-called Ark of the Covenant is supposed to be held, 80 people stood in front of that church who have never seen, had no proof of the Ark of the Covenant in this Ethiopian church. And when the rebels came there, those 80 people stood in front and thought that the power of God would protect them, and they were slaughtered. Just because people have faith and belief in something does not make that something real. And if that's part of your justification, that's a weak justification for proof of your Bible, because you believe people all of a sudden had faith. People have fought wars over faith that they have zero proof of. Now, the next part, he said number 3 is that the post appearances of Jesus. There is absolutely zero proof of any post appearance of Jesus. This is all things that are written within your Bible. There's no outside sources that suggest that there was a appearance of Jesus. And you would allude that if 500 people saw him, then that would be some grand delusion. If it is only written in your book, no outside sources, then it is not a grand delusion, but a grand tale of fiction that talks about 500 people seeing it. No Romans wrote about 500 people seeing this apparition. No Egyptians, no one from any other city-states in the area wrote of 500 people seeing the apparition of Jesus, only in your Bible. Therefore, not proof. Once again, literature is not proof. We have to understand this. Literature, not proof. Now, your number 4 reason. Secular historians wrote about Jesus. And that's confirmation. This is the one I thought you would go for more, um, but evidently not so much. The first person that he mentions is Josephus. Now, I find it odd that someone today, and maybe this is why people are calling you a false teacher, that someone today would utilize Josephus as a reason or rationale for your Jesus, when it has been proven that, one, Josephus spoke about four different Jesuses. Four different Jesuses he spoke about. And then the Testimonium Flavianus has been proven to be false. Proven to be false. And one of the reasons why it's easy to falsify that is because we do not have the actual first century writing of Josephus. What we have that earliest is the 8th century writing of Josephus. So we have the writings of Josephus no earlier than the 700 CE. So there is nothing we do not have the original writings of Josephus. Now, we probably never will, because Rome has been sacked at least 3 times since then, and many records were burned. But to claim Josephus is a misnomer, because you are purposely excluding the fact that he's talked about four different Jesuses in his annals. You also mentioned another outside author being Thomas Arnold and his writing The History of Rome. Thomas Arnold, his book was published in 1838. He was not a contemporary. He was not there. He wasn't even close to there. I would have felt better if you would have said Tacitus. At least Tacitus wrote about there were these people called Christians, and he didn't know how to deal with them, and that Nero detested them. At least you could have said Tacitus. But you know that Tacitus didn't write this until 116 CE, which is approximately about 83 years after the so-called events happened. Therefore, it is unlikely that anyone would have still been alive that could have challenged anything that Tacitus said. Plus, we know Tacitus also wrote about other things that you would then claim false. So either you're going to say he's an accurate historian or he's not. He said Vespasian also cured a blind man with some mud and spit and healed a man with a hand handicap with the heel of his foot. So are you going to accept that? If you accept the Jesus part of Tacitus, you have to accept the Vespasian part of Tacitus. And then to say that you named 3 former atheists who then went and studied and they converted to Christianity, that's proof. Malcolm X went in jail a Christian, came out of jail a Muslim, then went through some trials and tribulations in the Nation of Islam, and then became a Sunni Muslim. Does that validate Islam? Does that mean that Islam is correct since he converted? Millions of people convert from one religion to another every year. Does that make those religions that they convert to valid? So claiming, looking at some atheists and they converted, it doesn't make it. Tina Turner went from Christian to being Buddhist. Does that make Buddhism the true religion? It doesn't work. And last but not least, you said the missing body, that all they had to do was produce the body. When you have a fictitious story being told and there is no body to produce, when you have something that don't exist, there is no body to produce. Therefore, asking for the body and saying that the body is missing for a fictitious story would be like me saying, well, find me the body of Uncle Ben. Show me Uncle Ben's body. If you don't have Uncle Ben, you should have Uncle Ben's body. Because we don't have Uncle Ben's body, then Spider-Man's not real. Or Spider-Man is just a fictitious character. Show me the body of Julius Caesar. Show me the body of Hannibal. The majority of people throughout history we will never have the body of. The most bodies that we've ever been able to find were those that have been mummified. And since Jesus didn't go through any mummification or anybody else, you will never find a body of somebody and be able to truly identify that person. So the missing body argument can go in so many different variations. Show me the body of Siddhartha. Show me the body of Muhammad. Show me the body of Krishna. Show me the body, of Dionysus. Show me the body of Atticus. Show me the body of Hercules. I can do show me the bodies for anybody, and you're not going to be able to produce them. So that means Hercules rose into the heavens, as the Greeks taught, because there is no body of Hercules. So that would validate Hercules as well. But these are not good proofs. And then I saw another video of Alan Parr. I'm going to talk about that one in just a few minutes. So remember, you got to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.